Hi, fellow Toastmasters officers. We're going to talk about managing our online files today. As you can see, I'm already logged in as a member, but I'm not logged in as a site admin. If you need access to the site admin account, just reach out to me or one of the other officers. Since I'm logged in as a member, I can see the same shortcuts anyone going to the website can see. And then I can also see my member shortcuts. I believe all members see the ones in blue. Officers have an additional configurable set in red. Now, because of my role and the way I have it configured, I can see a shortcut to file management here. Not all officers may have that set up, but you can always get to it by logging in as a site admin. And you enter our club number, which is 1767. I recommend using a password manager. And again, reach out for the password if you don't have it handy. Once you log in as an admin, you'll see this additional option here, which is to launch the admin console. It replaced the login as an admin button. Bringing up the admin console will bring up a floating window with a bunch of options. The key is to go to this drop-down menu at the top here. It always defaults to the website settings, and change it to, say, File Manager. Here you'll see all the files currently being hosted on our site, their permissions, and what folders they belong to. It's kind of an archaic interface, but once you've played around with it a little bit, you'll get used to it. You can upload a file or change an existing file or delete a file. To delete, you just click the delete button. Once you've uploaded a file, you can edit the description, which is just the name of the file that appears. You can edit which folder it belongs to on our site by just typing a folder name. I like to copy and paste so I don't accidentally create a Better Speaker series with 2 S's. And you can also decide who can see it. Most of our stuff is only for members. There are a few exceptions. You can see there's a publicly accessible downloads folder here that anyone can access even without logging in. This has a lot of our guest materials. Like I said, a lot of the stuff is for members only. I'm going to use the shortcut this time since I have it available. And you can see there's another section, which is rarely used, which is officers only. We don't really like to hide things from our members. This isn't about secrecy so much as the files can already be kind of confusing to look at. So those are the 3 different options for the visibility. Let's go ahead and see an example. I'm going to select the file to upload. Now, it just so happens I recently ran a report of all the speeches given in the last year, something a VP of Education might want to do and upload to the site. And you'll see it appears here. Oh, but that's a confusing name. Let's call it something like 2022 speeches given. And by default, it's not going to appear in a folder. It'll just appear in the download section. If it makes sense to give it a folder, go ahead and give it a folder. If not, we'll leave it as is. And I think this is one probably we should just leave for our members. I don't know that we want to give the public access to that. You can see this isn't pretty to look at. It's kind of confusing, but you scroll to the bottom and hit save. I'm not 100% sure that's necessary, but whenever I use the admin console, I always save and close. Now, since I'm logged in, let me go ahead and look at, again, this section all logged in members have access to, our member downloads as opposed to this public view. And I can see all the different folders, and now the file I've added without a folder. Maybe I should put this in a folder. It's kind of feels weird that it's just sitting here like maybe this is the most important file in the world because it's the only one not in a folder. Let me clean this up a bit. The M says it's for members. I'm going to go back into the file manager. And again, you can get to it through the admin dashboard. And I'm going to give it a folder. I don't think it belongs in the Better Speaker series. It doesn't really belong in Club Officer Agreement. Exec meeting notes are closer. Finance has their own folder, General Info. You know, I think maybe it's time the VP of Education has a folder. I'll give it a folder name. You know, I'm not sure dashes are allowed. We'll find out together. scroll to the bottom, save, close out of there. And there's my VP of Ed folder, and apparently dashes work. One thing to be aware of for all members is that when you click on something, it doesn't download. This is a free service, so it's not the snappiest. It takes a second to prepare the download, and then you can click download to actually download it, or it gives you this direct link. This can be really handy, especially for documents that are available to everyone. If you just take this link, however, and you were to give it to a member, another officer, and they were to try to click on it, maybe in an email, it's not going to work without logging in because we did set this to members only, but that's okay. Any of our members could log in and then see the document. All right, that's a little bit about file management. If you have any questions, please reach out.